What's good, folks? And this your boy is either real here, and then I'm gonna basically tell you who I believe is gonna be the MVP of the 2019 NBA season. Basically, since the start of the 2018-2019 season, the guy who I believe is going to be the MVP this year is without a shadow of a doubt this young man here, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's going to be the MVP for three reasons. For starters, Giannis. Reason number one, Giannis came into the Bucks team when they were in total transition. Now, if y'all remember, man, the Bucks was always a team losing the first round. Always. Okay? When they had Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis, Luke Mamamute, okay? That team, I mean, they were decent. They were good enough for a playoffs that just was never going, but they was never going to get out the first round. They wasn't good enough for the second round, and they weren't even good enough for Eastern Conference finals. Okay, the last good Bucks team that played that was actually very competitive was the one where you had Glenn Robinson, you had Sam Cassell, and you had Ray Allen that was known as Jesus Shuttlesworth back then. Now that was the last good Bucks teams, but they were the second seed. Since after Ray Allen and them left that team, the Bucks ain't been the same since. Okay, so when Giannis got drafted, I believe in the 2013-2014 season, yeah, it was 2014, 2013-2014. The Bucks was already in a transition, period, right? Monte Ellis was gone by that time. I think he left for Dallas. And then, like I said, they didn't even make the playoffs that year. They were just going through a rebuild. And then, so this guy since then has came into the Bucks when they weren't nothing. They weren't they couldn't compete with nobody. Okay, they had to take time. They had to go through draft after draft, selecting players. Then they had Tobias Harris, who they released, Michael Carter Williams. They done had a whole lot of guys in and out of here, right? So that's for starters, Giannis had came a long way, a mighty long way, and he had to really work on his game. Two, look at the Bucks record right now. The Bucks, I believe, what was it on? Let's look at what the Bucks are right now, right? The Bucks are leading the NBA overall in standings and record right now. Not even in record, but they leading the league in other categories. Blocks, steals, they doing a whole lot, man. The Bucks are literally, man, have a set roster that this guy is leading from. Okay? Giannis, look at the season he's having. This guy is literally, man, putting up killer numbers. He's like a center playing in the small forward position. Literally, he's having a LeBron James type season. Okay? So that's for two. For two, Giannis' numbers says he's putting up just as good numbers as a James Harden, a LeBron James, a Joel Embiid, okay, a Paul George, and any other player right now. He's even playing better than Kawhi Leonard and even Kyrie Irving. He's even putting up Kevin Durant type numbers. So that's two. Three, look at the Bucks record right now. When have you ever seen the Bucks as a first actually leading the NBA, right? Like I said, since 2001, since the 2001 since Ray Allen was last over there, when have you ever seen this Bucks team number one overall? Okay? This is why I'm basically, you know what I'm saying? This is why I'm basically saying he should be MVP. And then you look at Coach Budenholzer. To me, Budenholzer should once again be Coach of the Year. Because again, y'all remember Budenholzer when he left the San Antonio Spurs and he went to the Atlanta Hawks? And you remember that Atlanta Hawks team with Paul Millsap, Al Horford, Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Kent Bazemore, okay, Mike Scott, and Thabo Sefolosha? That was the coach the Bucks have now. They have Coach Budenholzer. That Budenholzer that got Atlanta over 50-something wins. I think they had like a 60-game season. Now, even though they wasn't going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers with no Kyrie Irving, no LeBron James, no Kevin Love, okay, with J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert, they still got pretty far. And that was Al Horford's first time even getting to the Eastern Conference. Now he's doing the same thing for not only Giannis right here, but you got Chris Middleton, who was an all-star player for the first time in his career. You got George Hill, who's now has a second chance of reaching the finals since after being traded from Cleveland. Eric Bledsoe is another point guard who's given another opportunity. I think he's at the shooting guard position. You have Brogdon. You have Nikolai Mirotic. You have Brook Lopez, who once again is looking like he was with the Brooklyn Nets. Playing way better than he was with the Lakers. Okay? They got a deep team. So this is another reason. But this guy here has been leading them all season. Okay? Giannis been keeping the Bucks playing very competitive. All right? And it's sad that every time you turn on YouTube, every time you click on the YouTube, you log into YouTube, every time you turn on ESPN, you turn on First Take, and you turn on Undisputed with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, and Max Kellerman, they don't even talk about this guy at all as much. They would rather talk about LeBron James, who, by the way, is not even making the playoffs. I'll be quite honest. The Lakers aren't making the playoffs at all. They're done. They're done for the rest of the year. They got too many injuries right now. Luke Walton is going to be fired. He's going to be basically tossed out the Staples Center. Okay, they're going to once again change the entire roster up. That they was going to basically trade everybody, 5 of their best players that they need, their role players, for Anthony Davis, who was never going to go over there in the first place. Right? So every time you turn on TV, you got Chris Broussard, you got Rob Parker. Well, not even Rob Parker. It's mostly Chris Broussard, Nick Wright, Chris Carter, these LeBron James fanboys. And again, I like LeBron. Don't get me wrong. He's my best small forward. But come on now. Why is LeBron James talked about more so than this man here? It's not even right. It's not even fair. The Bucks are literally dominating the league. They're like 6 games ahead of the Warriors. The Warriors are first seed in the West. Okay? They just beat the Houston Rockets without Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is injured, has an injury right now. They're still doing well. And that's what Draymond Green back in the starting. That's what Draymond Green back to his original role before Durant got there. With Iguodala starting, they still doing well. Yet this team is playing better. Why isn't he talked about? That's what I'm still trying to figure out, man. I'm sad to say this, but again, man, this is why I've been trying to point y'all. The league is getting too biased. They rather talk about a struggling Laker team than talk about this team. Yet the Clippers is the better team in LA, right? Lou Williams is going to get the third. Well, he's going to be 6th man of the year for the 3rd time. He done passed up Dale Curry and Jamal Crawford all time. You know what I'm saying? Points, all-time record for best 6th man. Yeah, he's not even talking about. The Clippers have no all-stars like this Bucks team got, yet they're in the playoffs. And again, teams like the Bucks, the Clippers, you got the OKC Thunder, who's playing very well since Carmelo Anthony's not there. All right, you got the Portland Trail Blazers, you got the Toronto Raptors. None of those teams are talked about more so than the Lakers. This young man here, to me, this guy's the next LeBron. I'm sorry to say that this guy is the next guy leading the NBA. It's going to be this guy here. Of course, you're going to have Durant and Curry. You know, James Harden ain't going nowhere. You got Paul George. You got Russell Westbrook. Okay? Kawhi Leonard and all. But this man here, to me, as far as size, you know what I'm saying, the ability to shoot the ball, this guy here is the next LeBron James. I'm going to say it now. Clear as day. He's officially the LeBron James of the Eastern Conference. It's going to be this young man here. Okay? Now since LeBron Jones, this guy has basically taken that role. King James is no longer King James no more. I'm sorry, man. LeBron should have stayed on the Eastern Conference. Now that he's gone, this guy is taking over. Now I'm gonna show something right now, and then let's look at these standings. Okay? As you can see, the Bucks are 51-17. Again, man. I want y'all to look at this, right? Look, conference 34-8 in their conference. They have a 27-5 home record. That's awfully good for a Bucks team that have been literally getting bounced out the second round, have literally been swept in the first round for God knows how long. Okay, they're 24-12 in a way. That's not bad neither. Losing streak 7-10. Losing streak. Their losing streak. I think they lost only. What was it like? Yeah, they're 7-3 losing 10. The streak is they got a 1-win streak. But again, look at the Raptors right now. Right now, Raptors are not too far behind. Again, Kawhi Leonard is having a good season, but again, man, this is not a guarantee Kawhi is going to stay in Toronto. I'm going to be honest. No, as Philly is talked about too, right? But look where they are. This team is dominant, right? And you look at the West. Look at the Warriors, right? Again. Look at the Western Conference. Y'all say the Western Conference is a stronger conference. Giannis is making the Eastern Conference look really strong right now. I'm going to be dead serious. This Bucks team could pretty much beat whoever it is. They have a chance to beat all these Western Conference teams. If the Bucks gets to the finals now, I believe they can beat the Warriors. Especially now that Kevin Durant is hurt right now. We don't know how Kevin Durant's injury is gonna. We don't know we don't know what type of Kevin Durant you're gonna get. Denver, I'll be honest, Denver can compete, but I don't know if they're beating the Bucks. The Bucks, I believe, can beat Denver in a 7-game series in the finals. They can for sure beat the Thunder. Houston, definitely. The Rockets have still yet to make the NBA Finals. But Portland is a surprise team. Don't sleep on Portland. Portland got better players. They got Enes Kanter down there. You got Seth Curry. You got Rodney Hood. So they got some help. Like, they basically got what they didn't have last year, and that's 3-point shooters. Spurs is basically done. I told you about the Spurs. They're not competing for championships anytime soon. Jazz can surprise you. And the Clippers got the AC. Look at it. They're already too far ahead. But no, if the Bucks get to the finals right now, and even the East, I believe they can beat this Raptors team. They can definitely beat. Now, I believe Raptors probably the only team that could give them a challenge with Kawhi Leonard. They're the only team I think can. This might be the Eastern Conference right here, to be dead honest with you. Since Giannis is having an MVP year, this is probably the only team standing way is this Raptor team. Because Philly, no, I'm sorry, man. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, they're not ready for this Bucks team. No, now with Brook Lopez, Nikolai Mirotic, George Hill, Eric Bledsoe, the way Chris Middleton is playing right now, no. Pacers don't have Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo's out for the season, even though, again, Nate McMillan is coaching and doing a very good job with this Pacer team. Again, they're not ready yet. The Pacers aren't ready to compete unless they got Victor Oladipo. Celtics, from what we've been seeing recently, are having too many problems right now. They're having too many chemistry problems. There's too many guys there. You got Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, who's also a leading scorer. Jason Tatum wants to be the leader of that team. Because when Kyrie Irving was out last year, Tatum, Rozier, and Jaylen Brown all balled out. I'll be very honest. If Kyrie Irving was to leave, this team would be straight. And then you got Al Horford, who's also a leading player. They got too many guys who need the ball here. So that's the problem with the Boston Celtics. They're mentally not. I don't think they're mentally ready for no championship just yet. Even though they believe they could get Anthony Davis. We'll see. But again, I don't think they're ready. Because Kyrie Irving doesn't seem like he's basically going to be staying there for too much longer. He may bounce out in July anyway. Nets are still not ready yet, even though Nets are doing pretty good. And this is a completely young team. I'll be honest. The Nets like Sacramento has a starting lineup full of first-round draft picks. And plus, DeAndre Russell just proved to the Lakers that they should have never released him. Despite him getting into it with Swaggy P, even though it's technically Swaggy P's fault, the DeAndre Russell is a great shooter. He's proven himself to be a decent point guard that the Lakers should have kept in the first place. Pistons are where they are now because of Blake Griffin alone. Even though Blake Griffin does not stay healthy. That's the only issue with Blake with this Pistons team. Blake cannot be counted on to stay healthy at all. Because why would you think Blake Griffin's going to get you to the playoffs and going to lead you to a championship? Like Chris Paul, he gets hurt. Okay? Again, he's doing a very good job with his Pistons. Again, they got Dwayne Casey. So Dwayne Casey is a great developmental coach. But again, Blake Griffin's health, he's not ready yet. And Miami Heat are still not there yet. The Heat, I don't know what the Heat, man. It's going to take Eric Spoelstra longer to get this team going, especially with Whiteside there, who may leave too. But again, there's not too many teams on the East beating the Bucks. The Raptors are the only team that has a chance to beat Milwaukee. And then you look at the Western Conference, the Bucks can beat all 4 of these teams. Golden State may be the only team Bucks may not beat. So I'll be honest, I'm not going to count Golden State out anyway. Because Golden State still has an advantage over Milwaukee, and they got better 3-point shooters. Because Klay and Steph are the best backcourt in NBA history, hands down. Okay, Boogie Cousins has a chance to win a championship, so he's definitely going to be playing hard. You still got, because even without Kevin Durant, they're still dangerous. You still got Iguodala, you still got Draymond Green, which, by the way, since Kevin Durant is injured, you see how well Draymond Green is playing. Draymond Green is back to looking how he was in 2016 when they went 7-3-9. But again, Golden State will probably be the only team that can beat I believe Milwaukee could take them in 7 games because Milwaukee does have a defense that can slow Golden State down. Because of experience, I'm going to still give Golden State a chance to beat Milwaukee, but they can still take Golden State to 7 games. But besides Golden State, because again, with Kevin Durant with this team here, Golden State they'll beat Milwaukee, but without Durant, they still have a shot. But I'm going to still give Golden State the benefit of the doubt. But after Golden State, Denver, from seeds 2 through 8, Milwaukee's beating every last one of these teams. I'm gonna be honestly, my Clippers beat the Bucks in overtime, but again, the Bucks had a tough game before then. In a 7-game series in the finals, I don't know if my Clippers is even beating the Bucks. They can definitely beat the Jazz. Spurs, yes. Portland, definitely. Again, man, the Rockets, because again, you can't depend on James Harden to even have a good game when it comes. Harden came and get his team out the Western Conference. In OKC, even though you got Westbrook and Paul George, Paul George has still not been to the finals before. They have a team. Westbrook is the only guy who's been to the finals. Everybody else is still don't have the experience. Neither is Denver. So again, man, This is why, again, Giannis deserves to get MVP. And then you look at the candidates right now. Now, if you look at this list here, again, Giannis is number one right now. Like I said, this guy, no. I'm sorry, man. Even though, again, I'm not taking nothing from James Harden. He's having another historic season. This guy has played, like, what was it, like, this guy went for like 30-some games straight, scoring 30-some points. He had a nice streak. I don't know if it was 30 games, but he had a streak where he scored 30 or more points. I don't see James Harden getting it no more. I'm sorry, man. James Harden, when it comes to playoffs, he don't deserve to be no MVP. Because when Chris Paul was out, he should have got that team to, they should at least won game 6 and 7. The Warriors should not have been able to come back from that. And this guy has not been proven that he can lead his team to the finals. They only gave James Harden that award last year so he can shut up. Because he's been complaining the last 3-4 years on the road. The problem with Paul George getting the MVP is, again, you got Russell Westbrook there. Just like this guy here. Curry is definitely not going to get it. The only way they'll give Curry the MVP award is if Durant's injured. But even then, Durant, when Curry was out, Durant was still leading that team. He was still carrying that team. The reason why these two are not going to get it, because again, and let the records be, let the history proves itself. I've not seen any other NBA player since I've been watching basketball, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've not seen any team who's had an MVP candidate get nominated for the MVP and given the MVP award, such as Shaq, Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, okay, Kevin Durant, and even Russell Westbrook, James Harden. I'm not seeing any other player in the MVP who's ever received MVP. They get the MVP, and then the NBA gets another player that's on the same team the MVP award. I've not seen no team with Steph Curry, James Harden, and a Steve Nash as your leader, and yet they give it to the other player getting MVP. Like, for example, right, when Michael Jordan got the MVP award, never once this Scottie Pippen get nominated for MVP. Scottie Pippen didn't get nominated for MVP award until after Michael Jordan retired. The Lakers, right, when Shaq was there, who got the MVP award? Shaquille O'Neal. Why? Because Shaquille O'Neal actually led the last scoring. Even though Kobe Bryant was still clutch, Shaquille O'Neal, they felt Shaquille O'Neal deserved it more because of his size. He was unstoppable from the paint. He was able to block a rebound. He was able to do things Kobe Bryant couldn't do, right? Kobe Bryant didn't get the MVP award until years later when Shaq was already going in Miami, and then he was basically the main guy with the Lakers. Okay? Look at Kevin Durant. When Kevin Durant was the MVP, Russell Westbrook didn't never get that award at all. It wasn't until Kevin Durant went to the Golden State Warriors that they gave Russell Westbrook the award. Same thing with James Harden. You're not going to see Chris Paul getting that award at all. Because they didn't give Chris Paul the award back in 2008 when he had better stats than Kobe Bryant. They're not going to give it to him now. And the problem with Nikola Jokic is that he's a great center. Don't get me wrong. He's the best big man. Again, man, these guys here are having better stats. They're more iconic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I give Nikola Jokic a lot of credit because the Nuggets are playing their best basketball since Carmelo Anthony left. But again, they're not going to give him the award. They're not going to give Jokic that award. I'm sorry, man. Now, again, man, you got to give it to Antetokounmpo. He's more deserving. I'm sorry, man. I mean, maybe if the Nuggets get the first seed and they're leading the NBA like this guy here, maybe. But I don't see him getting it either. Because, I mean, again, he's the best center. He's doing a great job, but no. These guys, again, they do too much for you. Okay, they have too much. They do too much for you, man. Let's just say that. They're way more clutch. And again, he's limited. But again, man, Giannis, man, there's no other. I'm sorry, man. These guys are not going to give him no more. Steph is in the same team as Kevin Durant. Now, when Kevin Durant leaves, this guy will definitely be renominated again. But Klay Thompson, again, this is another reason why Klay Thompson may leave the Warriors, because this guy here, Klay Thompson, may want to be MVP too. So we'll see that down the line. Long as you got Russell Westbrook, this guy's not going to be getting no MVP award. James Harden, hell no. I'm sorry, man. I respect Harden. He came from Artesia. He went to ASU. This guy has been balling out, but again, I can't see him getting over Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo deserves it more. The Bucks have never been a first seed at all. Never been they've never been leading the league at all since I've been watching them. Since Antetokounmpo has been on there, his first 5 years in the league, they've never been this good. Ever. But I do say Budenholzer is going to get Coach of the Year. Well, shout out that. He's going to get Coach of the Year for the second time. But anyways, folks, that's the video, man. You got to give it to Giannis. Giannis should be the league MVP. Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, they didn't give Antetokounmpo his credit. Stop putting LeBron James ahead of that young man. I'm serious. Stop talking about a Laker team that's not even in the playoffs. You got other, obviously, man. You got the OKC Thunder. The only reason why the Rockets are mentioned because James Harden is the current is the returning MVP. That's the only reason. He's right now the reigning MVP, and he's again nominated. He's the runner-up right now. He's in second place right now. That's the only reason why the Rockets are mentioned. Paul George is mentioned because, again, you got Russell Westbrook there. The Thunder are playing better without... They've proven that the Thunder didn't need Carmelo Anthony. That's why. Curry's Curry. We all know he's the man. And the only reason why Jokic is even nominated right now because the Denver Nuggets are a second seed. But it could be an argument that that Murray should be the MVP. Because without Murray, you wouldn't have no floor general like that. The guards are actually playing better than Jokic, and they're not even talked about. You got Paul Millsap. That's a veteran player that never gets no credit at all. That to me is having just as good of a season as Iguodala did when Iguodala was leading the Denver Nuggets, and he's not even mentioned. I would put Paul Millsap ahead of Jokic if it was up to me. But again, man, even then you got somebody asking, will Giannis win the MVP? And it says Giannis is totally winning the MVP unless he gets hurt or something dramatic happens to the Bucks. James Harden has the numbers, but there's no way the media will give him a second MVP. Like I just told y'all, Kawhi Leonard is resting too much. Kevin Durant nor Steph Curry will win MVP while teamed up with the other. Because again, Steph and Durant are both former MVPs. And again, you can't give it to Curry and not Durant. It would be unfair. So this explains it right here. He's the MVP. It says, how is the NBA MVP chosen? Until the 1979-80 season, the MVP was selected by a vote of NBA players. Since the 1980-81 season, the award is decided by a panel of sports writers and broadcasters throughout the United States of Canada. Each being voting panel casts a vote for. Now, I'm going to say this right now. If Giannis doesn't get MVP and they give it to Harden or one of these guys here, like Adam Silver need to immediately start firing guys. Certain sports writers and broadcasters don't need to be doing it no more. Okay? They need to completely change it because that means they are way too biased. I'll be honest, they wanted to give LeBron. They was going to give LeBron this award. If LeBron had not been injured and the Lakers was a 4 seed right now, instead of the Thunder, LeBron would definitely be up there instead of Giannis. I'm going to be totally honest. For Giannis Antetokounmpo, it's a blessing that the Lakers are struggling right now for his case. I told you, since LeBron left, this guy's had a chance to take over. If LeBron was still in the Eastern Conference, he'll still be up there right now. I'll be totally honest. If LeBron was still in Cleveland, the Cleveland Cavaliers he'll still be up there as the MVP candidate. They'll be trying to give it to LeBron a 5th time in a row. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Again, I like seeing LeBron James. I like him for everything he's done, but again, it's other players besides LeBron. LeBron's not the only player in the league. So that's just the truth about it. Giannis is the new guy, is the new face of the East. I will say Kawhi Leonard, but Kawhi Leonard it's not a guarantee he's going to stay in Toronto. And Kawhi Leonard is the only other player that could beat Giannis at this point. That could basically stop the Bucks from reaching the finals. It's not going to be the Celtics no more. They are my pick. I'm gonna stay true to my pick. I still say Celtics could get to the Eastern Conference. I'm gonna stay true to my word. I'm not gonna switch up now. I'm gonna stay true to the Celtics get to the Eastern Conference Finals, but Bucks is gonna be standing their way. So I'm gonna stay true to my word. I had the Celtics getting to the finals this year, so I'm not gonna switch them out. I gotta stay true to my pick. I gotta stay true to my word. The Celtics could technically still have a chance to get to the East, but it's not gonna be easy. Giannis and the Bucks can basically stop the Celtics. Because when playoff time comes and Kyrie Irving is fully healthy, you're going to see a different Celtic team. But everybody else, no, it's too unanimous right now. This guy right here is the unanimous MVP. Folks, that's the video. And again, I want y'all to like, subscribe, comment. Who do y'all think is going to be MVP from your eyes, from this list here? If it's not Giannis, then who you think deserves the MVP? Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.